I came with our team to the small village of Kankaksujawak, or in English, the Great Bay. The settlement of 600 residents sits at the northern tip of Nunavik in Canada's subarctic region. The village is so remote and weather so unpredictable that at times the airplanes can't get in or out, leaving the villagers stranded for days and sometimes weeks to survive with no import of food or supplies. We flew here to spend a few days each with different members of the community to gain a better understanding of climate change, both environmental and cultural. The Inuit villages have modernized over the past 10 years, attempting to catch up to the digital age. Satellite television and high-speed internet are in almost every house. They seem to have everything here except cell phone towers. Yet, anyway. The majority of communications amongst the villagers is still the radio. Political and educational structures from the south have made their way to the north. Town halls, sports complexes, and modern schools have been built for the Inuit with the intent to help them adapt to the ever-changing globalized world. Despite the northern communities having grocery stores with expensive packaged foods from the south, many Inuit still choose to hunt the country food that has been their staple for thousands of years.
This is what we do for a living. It's part of our culture.
Charlie and Tivi are the youngest full-time hunters in Kankaksujawak.
We go hunting often. It's a traditional way of life of Inuit to have food to eat for my family.
The cold morning starts with Charlie and Tivi leaving for a 2-day hunt. They're not the only villagers who live off the land. Each day a large group of men head out to the ice edge and to the tundra to bring back food for the whole community. Johnny is a solitary fisherman. Sometimes his trips will take him miles away from the village to find the right lake to catch Arctic char.
Right now it's started to get very bitter weather, and gonna be a nice day or another few days. The clouds are changing.
Lukasi is an elder and a hunter who is well respected throughout the region. His mother was the revolutionary Inuit woman who compiled the first Inuktitut dictionary, which helped the white traders communicate with the Inuit hunters. Lukasi has a passion for passing down the Inuit traditions and skills to his grandson to preserve what little culture is left in the modernized Northlands.
I've been teaching my grandson, so they like it when they have nothing much to eat, when they know how to go under the ice, so they will be able to get some food for themselves.
Lukasi, like most of the other Inuit in the community, is able to get places quickly and efficiently with his snowmobile, making it much easier to bring food back to the family. The snowmobile is a technology that has completely transformed the Inuit way of life. It also seems to have wiped away any need for dog teams to be used as a principal mode of transportation.
I raise dogs and I train them and I go for racing. And I've been winning for 4 years now. And 6 years ago I just started my dogs. Took 2 years to start one team.
How many times do you go out?
Dog sledding is not the only near-extinct Inuit tradition that is barely staying alive in this era of great change. As the generations are modernizing, some of the defining Inuit cultural symbols are disappearing into the fabric of history, like the igloo.
I was born in Kangsiok, but we're 15 kilometers from Kangsiok, in the igloo. I live in the igloo since from my born up to 1960.
The last migration of the Inuit took place in the 1970s, and since then the Inuit population have stopped being nomadic. The infrastructures of the South have made the igloo no longer necessary. Charlie and TV have snowmobiled 4 hours into the frozen wilds in search for any sort of food to hunt. Their keen eyesight spots anything that moves, even the well-camouflaged ptarmigan, or as Charlie calls it, the Arctic chicken. Hunting country food is such an important part of preserving Inuit culture. Foods and medicines from the South have negatively impacted most of their diets and health. Charlie and TV's grandfather's generation ate 100% country food. Their father 75%, they eat 50%, and their children 25%. It will not be long until hunting and eating country food will be something of the past.
I cannot even stand just eating canned food for a week. I have to have a country food to be, I think, healthy or happy.
Yeah, we tried to get polar bear to eat this. So we would see it from our cabin. My first polar bear was this area.
Charlie and TV are very skilled hunters. They set bait for a polar bear. Fortunately for the bear, and unfortunately for them, they will not be bringing one home on this trip. The ultimate destination is to find a crack in the sea ice to hunt for seal, walrus, and beluga whale. The cracks in the ice are formed by shifting currents and fluxing temperatures and can be hundreds of meters wide. The ice floes were so thick, however, that hunting here would prove to be far too dangerous.
We thought we could see some seals, but there was too many ice, so we had to agree on whether to go fishing instead.
With no food found, Charlie and TV set up camp at a hunting shack close to the lake where they hope to catch some Arctic char after the sun goes down.
More ice.
After a meal, they set their nets and waited until the morning to come back to collect their catch.
We got a good fish. We catch a good fish. We can do it any time, but like right now, it's a late winter, and the ice is thick, and there are snows in there. With that ice jigger we have nowadays, it's not really our culture, but we got adapted to it. That then we just put the flashlight on it, pointing upwards, that we would see even in a bad ice condition. It was thick. We managed to open holes and put that jigger under the ice, moved it with the rope, and when we get to a point where we wanted to stop, we saw the light, make another hole, and we pull it, and then there was a rope under it. We attached that to the nets and we just pull it under.
We provide not just the family, even the town. We can provide at least almost the whole town if we catch good amount of fish.
Salella koina tiviko ikhalles maljuvneulotto nalleno kaya ikhalleru awatilla selune ikhaluktuvini ikhaluppini.
Lukasi and his grandson Peter finally find the right spot to dig a hole to get under the ice.
Not too long ago, it's about, there was only Inuit, so they've been eating mostly country food. So they've been starving, and because nothing much food, especially in winter time when it's cold and it's difficult to find some food. But we know there are some mussel under the ice, nothing much to eat, so we have to make a hole even it's a danger. If we starve to death, it will be worse. The water is still going out, so we have lots of time. It's a very danger because ice keeps falling down. We have to learn how to get inside and pick up some mussel in safety place. So our father, grandfather, they've been teaching us. Even today, I still have to teach my son and grandson. When I pass away, they will able to find some food under the ice in the future.
When I was a kid, when my father's going hunting, when he built the igloo, I learned from him. He's not teaching. I just watch him how to make the igloo.
As the sun sets and the still cold air rolls over the plains, Joe puts the last blocks of snow on the roof and completes the perfectly sheltered igloo in 90 minutes. As climate change affects the length of the cold season, Joe is concerned that it's becoming later and later in the year when the air is cold enough, with the appropriate snow conditions to build an igloo that will last all winter.
In 20 years, it was very good for the hunting to build the igloo, that we have good snow. This year, it's very late to have built the igloo. In 20 years, 15 years, we never have a black bear. Last 2 years and 4 years, they got 2 bears in very close in town. Maybe every year the weather was a change. Maybe that's the reason why I don't really why.
Yes, every year it's been different than 2 years ago we hardly had snow, and I had a hard time taking them out. And last year it was almost the same, and this year the snow came late, and it's getting different every year.
The powerful Arctic sun beats on Peter's face and reflects off the pure white snow. It isn't hard to feel like he's a million miles away from civilization, technology, globalization. Although Peter is a modern Inuit with all the creature comforts available to him, he still sees many advantages that the dogs provide over the snowmobile.
They know when it's going to be a bad trail, and when it's thin ice, they don't want to go through that. And all the elders that taught me that everything is true. Even if it's blizzard, they'll use the same trail back without even telling them where to go.
Johnny has a good perspective on climate change, specifically with regards to the decreasing snowfall amounts.
Long time ago, I remember we used to have a lot of snow around middle of 70s, 80s. We used to have about maybe 10 feet snow.
The lack of snow makes ice fishing easier for Johnny, but he's very aware that despite the convenience, something does not sit peacefully within him about the changes happening in the climate.
Right here. Something. I got little fish. Our winter was very late. It used to start around October. And right now, from December, the ice froze. January, no snow. February, no snow, this little bit snow, not much. March, start to get the ice, the snow. It's better now. For my children, they're gonna have a hard time
to catch the food the way we have, the fish, the seal, beluga. They're gonna have a hard time.
Climate changing is it's here. Even the ice doesn't freeze faster as used to.
I heard that this place was a glacier, it melted, we froze, and
We've been getting a lot warmer weathers.
every day is a new day, so I think it's normal.
We got some mussel. I'm very glad we will have some fresh mussel for supper.
I tried them on bad weather. They brought me home. So if the mosquito doesn't bring me home when it's bad weather, the ducks can do it.
To me, it's very important not to stay in a village, to do something for the hunting outside from town. That's my, to me it's important.
Every day the air gets warmer. The sun sets later, the days get longer, and soon, when summer comes, the sun hardly sets at all. Spring arrives early this year in March. The community becomes alive with the unlikely rhythms of Brazilian drumming. The sun brings families together outside. Kids play in the streets. A new season is here.
Upang asawli mima makaya hatalang ayo ipius sa hatalang abo skidoni katatay la hatalang tilo kamat sa hatalang abo makaya hatalang ayo upang asawli mima upang asapalyalit mima.
It does not take long for Mother Nature to take away all of the snow. The 10 degrees Celsius summer has arrived.
Tinggi kalasong ugalot at tinggi girutok to alo laktutat sa mali walak to lumaan na lo piyo sa walaktawot inuto niya sa tulinok tito kasi ari piyo sa kakpala o tatat sa mali ako halunak sa uti alo itakulok sa managilo na ito magkwatakon na patawot sila kaduit saya macam na si wala ko tiliwak sa madugin yung tutay niyo si tinsak ko pala liwak sa tasoro tamak ko luitingak tilugit at samantayat tamak ko galait Así digo, tigilo más más. Luego te quiso calendo sitini, y loco sitini.
Some of the younger generation Inuit women keep the traditions alive as they fill the green valleys with haunting throat-singing melodies.
The women used to sing throat singing when their husband used to go out hunting. Sometimes they were away from their home for a few days, sometimes even more.
So little vegetation grows here, so hunting animals is how Johnny survives. When he brings back country food to the community freezer, the municipality pays him money so he can buy fuel and maintain his boat, vehicles, and manage other costs.
Too bad today the weather changed pretty fast. The wind, even the sky.
Yesterday I went out for short fishing during a low tide with the canoe, and an hour fishing, that's it. And I got a char. By accidentally we got a seal.
As the men trek into the wilds to hunt, many of the women gather in tents along the beach to spend time together and to dry Arctic char or skin seal, bear, wolf, or caribou. Yaka is an environmentalist who works for the Pingiluit Park as a warden.
It was suggested that up here in the north, the acidity level of our water is higher than most because of the fallout that we get up here. So hopefully the environment is adapting to it and will continue to adapt to this threat.
The summertime allows Lukasi to teach his grandson Peter how to catch fish using a net and the tides. Always trying to preserve the traditions of eating the natural country foods that the land provides to them.
Everything is quite expensive in the store, so it's nice to catch a fish.
Johnny has been having troubles this year catching his food as the ice melts. So are the polar bears, who are dying of starvation.
If I have to go out camping on the island or at the point, I might see the polar bear might attack me. and they are having a hard time to catch their food because of there's no ice. The ice melts pretty fast up north, and sometimes they attack people, the bear, white bear.
Political pressures are also making it hard for Johnny to hunt for a living. The Canadian government has been adding many restrictions on hunting limits. 15 beluga per year for a town of 600 makes it hard to sustain a country food diet.
I could hunt for my food, for my village, just to help all people, and I hunt for real, not sport. I never do hunting sport. We used to hunt a lot beluga. Right now, 15 beluga are not enough for our town. We got around 600 people in my village. One beluga is not nothing. The government are not helping me out. They are ruining my life out, and they try to cut the one I hunt, the beluga. Even they tried, maybe they're gonna try to cut the walrus hunt too. That's what I heard. It's our wild country food, and we don't have to pay. We go out ourselves for feed our family, to help old people too, and to us it's very sad.
Well, in the past few years, we're getting more and more lightnings and thunderstorm in the north. It's really unusual, but it's a nature's call. We can always go out fishing, but compared to 10 years ago or like 5 years ago, the sea ice, it freezes in November before, and now it's like late December. All winter long, there was an open water that there was never used to be. We're changed. The weather is changing for sure.
Mặc qua bé sẽ là sốc mất sự mặc qua bé ta nấu món ăn tu hay món này tu món này tu
Lucasi hopes his legacy will live on with his grandchildren and help keep the Inuit culture alive despite all the substantial changes they are facing.
After we catch it, we used to clean it inside, take everything that we don't need. So every fish, so that we clean it. I have 9 grandchildren, so each one of them is interested to learn how to do hunting, fishing, like the way. So it's good for him, so he will know how to do it. So that's the way we live. So we're living in a new way now, but some of it it's difficult to learn, but we are getting used to it. Like my father, he eat about 75% of Inuit and 25% Halunak food, the white people food. So I am a son, and I eat like 50% Inuit food and 50% Halunak food. This way I'm okay, I'm steady, I'm very well. Like my son and my granddaughter and grandson, they eat 75% white people food. Looks like our country food starting to disappearing slowly. So many things are changed. So we used to live in igloo in the winter time. When the spring is coming, the igloo start disappearing. So we have to set up the tent.
The air drying of the Arctic char keep the village women very busy in the summertime. Air drying the fish requires a certain cold temperature to avoid decomposition.
This one, okay. I tried it you, and yesterday. Okay, that's finished. It's different cold, very cold and warm. In the last year, you see up the snow there. The last year, not year, this year. Last year is very light, just snowing a lot there. It's not different July. It's a faster one. The snowing now, ice are not the big. It's like that. It's different. Very.
The people of the North have always been the first to detect changes in the environment. Whether it be polluted air, acid rain, melting of the permafrost, warming waters, The Arctic is the thermometer of the world, and people like Yaka are fearful of what they are seeing.
The reason why I came here to this little waterfall is to get some drinking water for the day. It's meltwater from remnants of a glacier, so it's ice water in effect. Pollution is always going to be a concern for us because we get a lot of it up here, and you know, we don't have anything in the way of industrial activity which would contribute to the pollution that we're getting up here, but we definitely are getting a lot of it. So it is always a concern because, you know, like, we don't want contaminated water to drink. Some years back it was suggested that because of industrial activity, industrial pollution, we are going to be seeing acid rain. The effects we were told would be dying lakes and dying rivers. In other words, plant life within these lakes, fish too would be dying off. We depend on the water that we get our fish and game for survival up here. We are concerned, as most people are who are in the know of this, and to be sure, I believe that, you know, we will be the first to see the effects of it. In fact, like I said earlier, the effects are already visible, and I believe that global warming is well on its way. In fact, just behind me we have something of a slow landslide happening because the permafrost is receding year after year, so that is kind of scary to me, as it were.
Every time I have to help, I'll do my best. And I care about old people and everybody. I care about everybody, Native people. That the Native people ways, helping each other.
People wants to have a fresh char. 20 is too much, and so we keep one. I mean, everybody doesn't have any money to buy groceries. So we try to share as much as possible.
Thanks.
In the summer, it's not warm. It's very light weather. It's not good for animals, all animals.
We can see the effects of what the human race is doing, and it is quite profound in certain ways.
The term global warming has recently been exchanged for a more up-to-date term, climate change. Our project revealed a few things. One being that climate change has drastically affected the way the Inuit live their lives, hunt for their food, live in their homes, provide for their families.
We're starting to notice after the weather somewhere around 1970 and 1980. My father found out first before someone mentioned about it. And he was saying, my hands are starting to burn. Looks like the sun's gonna be very hot very soon because my hands are burned the first time. Couple of years after, by the weather station, by television, all around the world, they were starting to say global warming. We teach our generation as possible that we learn from our parents. According to the world, it seems to be getting warmer about global warming. So I am kind of a bit worried what to teach my grandchildren. Easily teach them, but it could be wrong.
Today, the people who live on the melting lands of Nunavik are experiencing transitions that are reshaping their identity, traditions, and ways of life forever. The old Inuit way of life is disintegrating, and now a new modernized culture is being born. A culture that is arguably adapting to change faster than anywhere else on the globe.